Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub, Pub Sports Radio, Wednesday, March 9th. Ian Cameron. We got Dutch Boy Fresh, Trot Wham. We're going to have Skee Profit momentarily. Wednesday, NBA slate. We got a 12-pack. Not a booze, unfortunately. I'd take a 12-pack of booze right now. Well, we got a 12-pack of NBA on tap right now on this Wednesday card. Huge slate, 12 games. Let's jump into it. No time to waste. We have to move with haste. Chicago taking on Detroit. We've got Chicago, 6-point road favorites. Total right now, 227.5 in this game. I like the over in this game. I like Detroit in this game. It's essentially, and Detroit's actually playing some better defense, but they're going to struggle a bit more against Chicago. But from a side perspective, I'm rocking with this Detroit team getting the points here at home. They've been great as home underdogs. They've shown the ability to step up against good competition lately, beating Boston, beating Cleveland. You look at beating Toronto, beating Atlanta in overtime the last game outright as home dogs. Dwayne Casey finally has a healthier team. He's finally been able to stick to the same starting five for the most part, the same rotations. They're getting some chemistry, cohesion. They say everybody's having fun, enjoying playing right now on this Pistons team. So there's definitely a lot of positive comments that I'm seeing for this team. Now, they're going to be without Isaiah Stewart and Frank Jackson tonight. Killian Hayes, a game-time decision. But with Chicago, it's the same thing with them. They're a very good basketball team, but when they're laying points on the road, I don't trust them. And to be honest, they're not playing great at the moment. 0-5 straight up, 0-5 against the spread. They've obviously faced a brutal schedule. Very good teams, one after another. Memphis, Miami, Atlanta, Milwaukee, Philly. It's a very tough schedule for the Bulls. So, I want to cut them a little bit of slack for the losing streak. But, Detroit to me has just been one of these teams that I've caught on to them and this little run that they've made. Again, they're as healthy as they've been. They've gotten this, Cunningham being back has been significant. They've been able to get their rotations in order. I think they're very live once again tonight against this Bulls team that's struggling, and I don't trust them laying a significant margin on the road. So I like Detroit here, +6. I also like over the total as well. Wham, what do you think here? We'll start with you here, Chicago and Detroit.
Yeah, man, Vucevic didn't play last game, so that is something to note for here. Maybe he's game time decision today, so he might be in the lineup today. I think that's a big deal. This team has covered the series here 6 straight times, bro. So, the Chicago Bulls pretty much own this team, and as far as the matchup, obviously it's a different team, different Pistons team, like you mentioned. Cade has been playing really good on the offensive end. Got to the assist last game. In this game, I do expect the Chicago Bulls to win, cover this spread here. I do like Chicago to cover the 6, to be honest with you. I think they're a better team. They won 12 of the last 15 games as the road favorite. I think it's a reason why, they road favorite. So I think they win and cover in this game. They haven't really been covering that much. I think it's 9-5. 9-5-1, if I'm not mistaken, from their record on the road as a favorite. So I stay away from that as far as the side there. So I'm not going to make it an official play, but I do like the Bulls.
I do get the fact that Chicago's like won and covered 10 straight against Detroit. That's pretty bad. And for Detroit, that is. And earlier this year, I remember, keep in mind, all these games with Chicago, Detroit earlier this year, 2 were in October and 1 was in January. On January 11th. Pistons didn't have a full complement at that time. There's a different Pistons team at the moment. So I think this will be the toughest Pistons team for the Bulls to deal with here. Dutch, what do you think? Chicago, Detroit.
Yeah, real quick. Salute to the ladies, gents, and D-gents for tuning in. You already know it's all love. It is West Coast Wednesday. You already know the NBA is a hell of a drug. And you looking at the plug. Yeah, man. Hey, be sure to hit that motherfucking like button like I just hit that playing an ice cream cake, and it'll get you right where you need to be. Big shout out to our guy, Xnizzle, Lucky Power, Alfonso Scott, Know Something. And yeah, the backwoods today. We got 12 motherfucking on the board. So, over under 6.5. We'll see what y'all thinking about that. But yeah, this game, man, I tend to think the other way from Wham Bam. Now, obviously, Ian touched on the 2 guys that with Hayes being injured, other cat, and then I believe the big boy Stewart off the bench is out as well. So I'm hesitant here with Detroit, and the number is dropped. So I'm hoping it'll go a little back up to my favor. But I could only look Detroit here, to be honest with you. They're 8-0 ATS last 8 against the number. We talked about it in the chat, Star Child, everyone. These Pistons, man, they're dogs, man. They play hard, they're tough. I like me some Cunningham. I think Jeremy Grant's found his game again. They play good team basketball, and I think they just compete. They're 4-1 ATS last 5 at the house. 6-2 straight up last 8. Now, when we look at Chicago, my fault. I don't know if Big Vooch went. Did you say he's in or out?
Game time.
They got him game
Game
time
time.
decision.
Okay.
So it's kind of on. That's the reason why I kind of would lean towards the cover if he's in it for sure.
Yeah, Big Vooch, obviously it's a hammy, I believe. So who knows if he's in or out? That's a big issue. But if he's out, I definitely would take the home dog here. But we don't like Chicago on the road, especially now. I know people, we touched on 6-0 straight up against these boys, or 6-0 against the number last 6 against these boys. They beat them 10 fucking times straight in a row. So if one team that does want to beat Chicago, it would be the Detroit fucking Pistons, to be honest with you. And you get them on the road here. They're 0-3 straight up last 3 on the road, 0-5 ATS last 5. 0-5 straight up last 5, allowing 119 points per game. We've talked about it. Ian's been on it a lot. Chicago can't stop a fucking nosebleed. I don't see him stopping them today. And then, of course, we look at, the fact that Cunningham, I believe they have nothing for him. Kobe White is going to get outplayed. Levine has knee swelling. He'll probably play, but he ain't right. So you got 2 of the big 3 banged up or questionable. I only would take the home dog here. I would be surprised if Chicago takes the L train out of Motor City, to be honest with you.
All right, like in Detroit here, Dutch. All right, Skee, Pistons and the Bulls.
Yeah, I like Detroit plus the points. One thing that wasn't mentioned, last time these teams played, Chicago beat them by like 40 or no, like 40 something points, I want to say. Yeah, so those kind of losses are the ones that you remember. And I think, the way Detroit's been playing lately, I got to keep rolling with them. They've covered every single game since the All-Star break, and I'm pretty sure they bring effort tonight. So Detroit plus the points, and I also like Jeremy Grant over 18.5 points. He's been averaging more like 21.8 his last 5 games. I think he's cleared 25 of his last 6. So Jeremy Grant and the Pistons tonight is what I'm going with.
All right, Boston and Charlotte. It was a beautiful thing for Dutch last night with the Brooklyn Nets against the Charlotte Hornets getting it done. We've got Boston 7.5-point road favorites, 225.5 the total in this game. I don't want Charlotte tonight either. Now the question is, do I want to lay 7.5 on the road with Boston? They're definitely the rested team. They've been off, obviously, since Sunday when they beat Brooklyn 126-120. So a couple of days for the Celtics coming into this one. As far as I'm concerned, everybody's accounted for, going to be on the floor. Smart, Brown, Tatum, Horford, Williams, the starting 5. Charlotte's coming in here a little bit worn down, a back-to-back situation after the loss to Brooklyn last night, and now on the back-to-back. But they are at home. There's at least no travel. It's back-to-back home games. But Boston's right now better. I'm not really looking to make a case for Charlotte in this spot. Line's in a fair price, though, so I'm going to back with this thing. Definite lean to Boston. Like, I would only lay the points here, but there's other games. It's a big card. I'm going to back with it, but lean to the Celtics here. Skee, what do you think? Celtics, Hornets?
Yeah, I want to say the Hornets have only covered like 6 of their 33 losses. They lose by 12.3 points per game. And the Celtics, when they win, it's usually by that same double-digit margin. So they're the more rested team, 2 days to none, and they're healthy. They got that starting 5 out there. When that starting 5 out there, they play defense. They'll clamp anybody down. So I think Charlotte struggles to score tonight. Boston probably plays at that slow pace. Since All-Star, they're 24th. So I like Boston minus the points, and I like the full game under the total. But if I like anything for Charlotte, it's going to be Terry Rozier. His point prop is 21.5. He's cleared that number, I want to say, 8 of the last 10 games. And, every time you see your old team across from you, you want to have a good performance. So I like him tonight as well.
Yeah, you're right. The facing your former team angle, basketball, hockey, any sport, it's a good one to go with, and definitely the one thing for Boston is in this road favorite role. They've been all over the map. They beat down Philadelphia as road favorites. They beat down Brooklyn as road favorites. Then the last 2, they only won by 9 against Detroit, and they lost as 9.5-point favorites outright to Indiana. So they've been all over the map. That's why I'm just pumping the brakes on Boston here, minus 7.5. But I would still lean to their side. What do you think, Dutch?
Yeah, big shout out to our guy Bang Bang with the Warriors call last night. Yeah, I seen you, bro. Good call. Mr. H-Town, Star Child. Yeah, this game, man, I don't think we really need to overlook it, to be honest with you. I think Skee kind of touched on it as well. Brooklyn went in there and handled these motherfuckers, and now you got a better team, more complete team. going into Charlotte. So I think realistically, as long as they show up and don't overlook these boys, you got a Boston Celtics team that's let's not overlook it. They've been the best motherfucking basketball team in the last month to 5 weeks of the NBA. They play the best defense. They've been scoring their 14-2 straight up over the last 16 games. Love me some Rob Williams. Al Horford went back in the time machine, playing what he is, fitting in perfect with what he's got to do, giving him fucking solid minutes out there. You got Marcus Smart, the pit bull, running the show. I know he's not an official point guard, but the motherfucker does pass the ball. Shout out to our guys that love Marcus Smart. But JB's back in the mix, and Jalen Tatum's been playing out of his fucking mind. Jason Tatum has been putting his name up lately. I mean, if you watched him over the weekend, good lord. But yeah, he's been playing good basketball. So I mean, to me, there's levels to this shit, and Boston's just clearly above. Does the number seem high? Yeah, a little bit, but I don't think we really need to be scared here. Boston's 9-3 ATS last 12 in Charlotte, so they like Tobacco Road. Now, the Hornets have been a fade of late all the way to fuck around, but especially at the house and against teams that play good basketball. And recently, this stat kind of stood out to me. 1-6 ATS last 7 when starters play more than 160. When the 5 starters play more than 160 minutes combined. So which they did, obviously, and they're coming in a back-to-back situation. Doesn't bode well for these boys. 1-5 ATS last 7 at the house, and 10-1 ATS last 13 at home overall. 2-9 straight up at the house as well. So don't be scared of the big number. Boston's clearly better than these boys, and they will put it on the Little Hornets.
Scared, take Boston, says Dutch. All right, Wham, Boston, Charlotte.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think Boston is definitely in the smash spot here. They're the better team. They're well more rested. This team, and the Hornets, they're bad on a back-to-back, second half of back-to-back. They're 1-11 straight up in that spot, bro. They're not going to win this game. I for sure believe in that. And if I don't believe in them winning, I don't think they're going to cover either. So I think that is kind of like you said, Dutch, not that hard to believe. You don't have to think too hard on this game. The better team will prevail here. As far as the props on the other side, I do agree with my guy, Skee. I think Terry Rozier continues to do what he does on the assist and on the passing side and on the scoring side. So I like it either way there, or the points, rebounds, and assists. If you take it that way, I wouldn't be mad at you either. That's the way I think it about this game. I think Terry Rozier, just like Skee said, and Boston. I think Boston's the spot here.
All right, clean sweep for the Celtics. Even my lean, I still lean Boston. We're not looking at Charlotte, any of us, that's for sure. All right, next up we've got Phoenix, Miami. Miami 4.5 point home favorites here, 219.5, 220 the total. Lots of Phoenix money rolling in this game. Jimmy Butler's a game time decision, just added to the injury report due to an illness, so that's had an effect on the line. Miami opened 8, then all the way down to 4.5 now with the Suns. Getting the bets here early in the day. We'll see how it goes here. I mean, obviously, it should be a great matchup. Could this be an NBA Finals preview? Absolutely. I don't think it's crazy to think it could be Suns Heat in the NBA Finals. Phoenix obviously was there last year. When they're fully healthy, and look, they're not right now with Booker and Paul. And although Booker looks like he's going to return tonight, which is good news for the Suns, they'll have him back at least. But CP3 is still out. Cam Johnson's out with the quadricep injury. But when they're fully healthy, they're as good as any team in the NBA. But getting Booker back will help their cause. Miami, they're rolling right now. 5 straight point spread covers. They're on a 8-2 straight up run in their last 10 games. The only losses were Dallas and Milwaukee, where they had the game and they blew it essentially in the last few minutes. I mean, those are the only 2 losses for the Heat. Bet on versus bet on for me. This is just sit back, watch, hopefully get a good game. Maybe bet something live, but pregame wise, not too much for me in this one. Good game to watch though on a Wednesday night in the NBA. Dutch, how about you? Phoenix, Miami.
Yeah, man. Big shout out to James Cali with the $9.99 dono. I believe it's about time.
It is James Cali. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, much love, James. Yeah, man. This game, I could only look to Heat here. To be honest with you, I think it's getting more and more appealing too as the line drops. You touched on it, Ian. You got three big pieces. I mean, two of the motherfucking biggest pieces on the fucking board. And then of course Cam Johnson, honestly, has slice with DA. He's been the third best player on the team, especially of late. Been playing lights the fuck out, especially with these injuries to the team. So that's three big pieces, and I know Jimmy Buckets is a big piece, but Miami has shown they know how to play without these guys. They're deep, and most importantly, I mean Tyler Hero's coming off the motherfucking bench, so he's that's a 30-piece just waiting. I mean, motherfucker, if you're watching him, gets every spot. Oh, every spot he wants to. Super fucking smooth, playing like the bubble hero that we came in love, a couple years ago. So I really like what I see from him. Gabe Vince is playing good ball. They got Tuck back. I'm not betting Phoenix here. I only look Miami, and the number has dropped with Jimmy out, so I do think their value there. They're 8-3 ATS last 11 versus the Western Conference, 6-1 overall against the number last 7. Then we look on the other, and Phoenix has stumbled of late, 1-5 against the number last 6. And they just don't travel. They just don't play well against Miami. And this goes back 5-14 ATS last 19 versus the Miami Heat overall. Like I mentioned, I feel comfortable with obviously the pieces being in and out of the lineup for Miami because that's what's been going on all year. You can't take 3 of your 4 best players out of a team and expect to go into Miami and win. I just don't see that happening here. I think Miami's good money.
All right, Miami, and you're getting a good number now on Miami because this was much higher on the Heat as home favorites earlier today. Now it's down to 4.5. So if you're going to bet Miami, now's the time. Because
I haven't backwood a bitch yet. My fault here, but not one backwood yet, man. See all this love? Come on now, hit the motherfucking
don't worry,
like
they're
button.
coming. They're coming.
Hey, let
They're
them
on
show
the
some
way.
love. Let them show some love while they can. Come on now.
That's right. Hit the like button. 239 live viewers. Hit that like button for us. Skee, what do you think here? Great matchup. Maybe a finals preview. Phoenix, Miami.
Yeah, I feel like they're begging for some Phoenix Suns money here tonight. Getting the points for the best team in the West, like they opened it up at 8. They know they're gonna get an ass open tonight. Devin Booker coming back. Whenever the star player comes back, you usually want to fade him. So I like Miami here. A couple other reasons I like them. They're the more rested team here. You guys know all season long I like favorites to more rest. You look at Miami versus competition. I talk about that all the time. 60% win teams are better. And this one, off the top of my head, they're either 12-3 straight up and 11-4 against the spread or vice versa. But they show up versus competition is what I'm trying to say. And Miami, with the rest advantage this year, I think they're 12-4 against the spread. So just like Dutch said, doesn't matter whoever's in the lineup. They've shown you all year. I think this is a Miami spot tonight. So I'm doing a ski line type of deal. And I also like Tyler Hero over his 29.5 points, rebounds, assists. He's hit this number 7 games straight. I think he gets it again tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. How's my sixth man of the year at 14-1 odds looking on Tyler Hero right
good
now?
Than a motherfucker.
Holy shit. I mean, what a price. And it's one of the better, like closing line value, the fact he's going to cruise probably to winning this award. I mean, just very, very pleased with myself about that one. So Skee liking Miami as well tonight in this one. And by the way, Phoenix is just 1-5 against the spread their last 6 games. And they only beat the Knicks and the Blazers. And Orlando. The losses were Milwaukee, Utah, and New Orleans. So their last 6 games, they've only beaten Portland, New York, and Orlando. A little bit of the sisters of the poor element right now for the Suns. So you're right; they've kind of struggled in class lately with the injuries. I mean, if they had everybody healthy, it'd be a totally different story. They'd be capable of competing with and beating anybody. But it's a lot more difficult now at the moment for Phoenix. Wham, what do you think?
Yeah, man, I was so close to taking them against them yesterday against Orlando there. So I definitely like them again today with Miami, bro. And I honestly I didn't take this bet yet. This was one of the games I wanted to talk to you guys about. So kind of leaning me in that direction here. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, the numbers are going to favor them really late, but they're getting the guys back. Maybe it's a little bit different. Maybe so now you don't have to have Landry Shamet, like we said yesterday, or these other guys to perform for you because you're getting booked back. But like you mentioned, Skee, you want to fade them when the star comes back. I think that may be at a good spot. I think Jimmy Butler being out is bigger though than it is though, so that's the reason why I didn't pull it. But I do like the Miami team. I think I am going to be on there with y'all.
All right, so leaning toward Miami at the least here for Wham in this one. All right, Atlanta, Milwaukee. We got Milwaukee, 4.5 point home favorites, 239.5 the total. Rest advantages for Atlanta tonight, and I think the advantages end right there. as far as I'm concerned. I mean, Milwaukee is playing some pretty good basketball right now. 5 straight wins, 4-1 against the spread. Again, Atlanta does have a rest edge. Milwaukee played last night in OKC. They beat down the Thunder 142-115. But when you look at it, obviously Budenholzer did the right thing with a huge lead. Nobody played more than 29 minutes, and that was Middleton. 28 for Bobby Portis, Bobby P. Giannis had 27 minutes on the floor. Actually, Jordan Nwora played 37. He played the most of anybody. But the real big key cogs, I mean, Holiday, Giannis, Middleton, Portis, all of those guys 28 minutes or less. So really, really good job managing the minutes in a blowout. So they should be relatively fresh, all things considered, second to back-to-back. And I'm very close to taking Milwaukee here because I just think they're better at the moment. I don't trust Atlanta on the road. Cashed a ticket against Atlanta on the road against Detroit with Detroit the other night. So did Skee. He liked the Pistons as well in that game. I just don't trust them away from home at the moment. You know, they barely beat Washington, didn't cover, lost outright as 8-point favorites to Detroit, lost by 9 to Boston. They lost to Chicago on the road. The only win is Orlando in recent road games for this Atlanta Hawks team. You know, I don't trust them to match up here with Milwaukee. So Bucks or pass for me. I haven't bet it yet, but I'm close with Milwaukee tonight. Skee, what do you think here, Atlanta, Milwaukee?
Yeah, it's not like they really are in a position to overlook teams, but maybe they overlook the Pistons and getting ready for this game. You know, they're always going to be ready to play the Bucks, a team that knocked them out of the playoffs. You know, they played them twice this year already. I'm pretty sure they won both. I know they won the last meeting.
Smacked them on both of them.
Yeah, so I like Atlanta today. They in I think 10th in the East. Like I think it's now or never for Atlanta. And you guys know I'm big on the rest advantage. Bucks played last night, so give me the Hawks plus the points here, and I feel pretty good about it. Also, you know, I think they do it from the gate. I just think they're extra pissed off because they lost that Detroit game, and I think Atlanta's covered 7 of the last 10 first halves. Bucks, I want to say something like 3-6-1. So Hawks, Smack City. I give my boy Jay Money some love. Hawks, Smack City tonight.
Hawks, wow, liking the Hawks. And they did smack Milwaukee twice, 120-100, 121-114. Both in the ATL, though, both down in Hotlanta. Now they got to do it in the Milwaukee, their cheese country. We'll see if they can get it done here. Wham, what do you think, Hawks, Bucks?
Sheesh, Hawks, Flag City, man. I don't know, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm thinking the other way here. You know how these motherfuckers perform on the road, bro. They just turn it to, Dr. Jekyll, Mrs. Hyde. You would turn, you know what I'm saying? Just back and forth what type of team you're
Dr.
gonna get.
Jekyll,
But I
Mr.
kind of would
Hyde.
agree.
Right idea. Yeah.
You know, I kind of would agree though, bro. I kind of would agree. This could be a definitely good spot. You do get your guy Kevin Huerter back. Kevin Huerter, seems to play really well against this team, dating back to the playoffs here. I don't know, bro. I don't know though. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't bet this game, but I really, really had a strong lean to Milwaukee, bro. Strong lean to Milwaukee early on as well. So I'm gonna stay away though, honestly, on the show. But I don't know what I'm secretly be betting tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to be on Milwaukee. Like I say, I got to see Atlanta step up against a good team on the road. They haven't done that in a long time. All right, Dutch, how about you? You're the tiebreaker here, Atlanta, Milwaukee.
Yeah, man. Hey, Davy Jones, I see you, man. Just reach out to me, my guy. This game, honestly, man, I agree with Ski, but I'm not in the business of going on the road and back and trading them boys. But it'd be the only way I look. This is backwood number 1 for me, and then this exotic is a motherfucker. But I did write this down, so I'll give it to you. The Hawks did win both of the games this year. 13 average margin of winning both of those, 13.5 points per game. They're 13-5 last 18 versus these motherfuckers. And Milwaukee's 4-10 ATS last 14 in conference. I don't trust the 2-guard situation that they got out there. In a back-to-back situation, Atlanta steps up for these boys. So I would only look Atlanta, but not something I want to do.
All right, next up, we got LA Lakers, Houston Rockets. Look at the Lakers taking the money, 3.5 up to 6 now. Road favorites, 234 the total here in this game. They lost, of course, to the Spurs the other night. And we saw that Popovich have a big momentous night for us. The Spurs in that game. We'll see if the Lakers can bounce back tonight against Houston. Certainly, this is a winnable game. I don't think we're stretching the truth. Even though we bashed the Lakers, we've taken turns, a lot of us on this show, bashing the Lakers. We're not sugarcoating it that they can win this game tonight. against the Houston Rockets, and they probably should. I'm just going to go to the over. That's simple as that. Now, I know they've gone under in a few, the Lakers lately. The Spurs game stayed under. Dallas game stayed under. I think you're just going to see points both ways. I don't trust either team defensively. That's about it. I'm not laying 6 with the Lakers on the road, even though they should, in theory, get it done. And I don't want Houston, but give me the over here, 234. Two teams that just go out there, roll the ball out, score points, don't get back on defense. I think you'll see a lot of that tonight. What do you think, Skee? Lakers Rockets?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I don't even want to think about this game. I didn't even do no capping. Y'all can have it. Backwood.
There you go. Backwood number 1 for Skee here. All right, Dutch, Lakers Rockets.
Yeah, shout out to our girl Tiffany. She said she's gonna be on Houston. I feel like Tiffany likes these bum fights, these bum motherfuckers, bro. But yeah, I see you, Tiffany. Ron Crawford, big shout out to our guys. Yesterday with the Grizzlies first half. Good looking there, good money there, my guy. Yeah, this game though, man, shit. I'm with Ski. I don't want naked, not a nothing to do with this motherfucker. Backwood number 2.
There you go. Backwood for Dutch. Wham. What about you, Lakers Rockets?
Yeah, man. Jalen Green go over his points today. Probably get to the 20. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it alone though too. This backwood.
Orlando, New Orleans, Pelicans, 8-point road favorites, 223 the total in this game. Interesting matchup here. Of course, the Pelicans, they've been showing some life lately, and I've been impressed with what I've seen from them until, of course, the last couple games. The last game was against Memphis. They had a tough night. They lost 132-111. They got blown out in that game. They lost a crusher in overtime. I got to wonder if there was a hangover losing that Denver game, because that was a painful loss. I mean, they came all the way back, took the lead. Denver came back, forced overtime, and Denver won in OT. I think they kind of had a hangover, the Pelicans. They didn't really rebound well at all against Memphis. I think this is their spot now to maybe rebound. They're back home after that trip. It is back-to-back, and it is for both of these teams, actually. So there's really no advantage either way. The Orlando Magic last night, they trailed the Suns most of that game, but they kept on battling back, and they gave the Suns everything they could handle, lost 102-99. I think on a back-to-back after a valiant effort for still not a great team like Orlando, they're going to have a harder time to try to recoup and bounce back in a spot like this. They've been outscored, by the way, by 12 points on the second night of back-to-back games, the Orlando Magic this year. So I'm actually going to do a rare favorite play here on the Pelicans, laying points. I'm going to split it up with the first half -4.5, full game -8 here on the New Orleans Pelicans in this game. As far as their lineup is concerned, Ingram's out. That's a concern always, but I think they can still push through this Orlando team tonight in a really tricky spot. They gutted it out pretty nicely against Phoenix last night. I think it's difficult for them to come back here the very next night and win. I think it'll be much easier for New Orleans to bounce back after getting their teeth kicked in by Memphis. So I think New Orleans can roll in this game. Wham, what do you think here? Magic, Pelicans.
Yeah, I think they should roll here in this game, but this is a tough game to bet, to be honest with you. But like you said, both guys off of back-to-back. They only won 2 games off of back-to-back, both of these teams. And one team is just carrying a big number in an 8 here, which is rightfully so. They are the better team. I would expect them to have some type of, confidence after they lost last game. So I think they should play here, play up for this game. But it's just tough, bro. 8 points for the Pelicans. It's a tough spread, but who would you want to go? Who would you want to be on the other side of that? You definitely would want the Orlando Magic. I'm just not going to bet it today, though. I think this is exotic backwood, but I should be just a dirt cheap one right there, and I'm just kind of like I'm starving right now. I might hit it, I might not.
Wine Time Sports. Thank you for the dono. Thanks for and we appreciate it. Thanks for the kind words, man. Thank you very much. We appreciate the dono. Thanks to everyone for tuning in Monday to Friday with us here on the NBA Pub Hub. No doubt the show's not possible without you guys tuning in. Dutch, what do you think here? Orlando, New Orleans.
Yeah, big shout out to our guy, One Time Sports. Yeah, man. This game, I think my guy Wham Bam said. He said it, then he says dirt. I think this is it. It's dirt in the backwood, boy. This is some dirt ass weed, and I want to have nothing to do with it. Absolutely nothing. Backwood number motherfucking 3.
There it is. All right, Skee.
My bad. I kind of just came across this one while you guys are talking about it, but more I'm looking at this game, and I had to figure something else out because my initial looks were, I've been riding CJ points. I said I was going to take it until it got up to 25. It's up to 26.5 now. So I'm done. I made my money on that. Ingram, I've been playing his assist, but he's out tonight. So, without Ingram, that's a lot of points missing. I look at both of these teams, post All-Star, number 1, number 2 defensive rated team. Both teams are combined the last 2 weeks. And this doesn't include yesterday's game, just because I printed this out yesterday. But they are 8-2 combined to the under. I think, it's too many points. You're missing a lot of points. Pelicans played yesterday. The more I look at it, I like under 223.
All right, liking the under. Makes sense. There's some points out. Zachariah, thank you for the dono. $5. I got 5 on it. We appreciate it. All right, we got OKC, Oklahoma City, and taking on Minnesota here. Minnesota 14.5-point home favorites, 233, 233.5 the total in this one. Have a day, Oklahoma City. You get crushed by Milwaukee last night, and then you find out 3 of your key cogs are out for the rest of the season, including Lou Dort, who had season-ending surgery for him, best defender. And, I'm just going to keep going with this theme again for OKC. Another over with them last night. I had it on the show, Thunder and Bucks over the total last night. I'm just going to keep riding with it. I mean, this team just cannot play great defense without Lou Dort. He's their best defender. They can score, though, as long as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is healthy and on the court, which he will be tonight, and he has been lately, and he's been good. I like over in this game, 233. Now, the concern is who the hell is going to be playing for Minnesota tonight? There's a bunch of guys that are questionable right now and game time decisions. Pat Bev, questionable ankle injury, game time decision. D'Angelo Russell, questionable hamstring, game time decision. Anthony Edwards, questionable knee, game time decision. Jared Vanderbilt, quad injury, questionable, and game time decision. So lots of up in the air question marks for 4 of the 5 starters for the T-Wolves tonight. Who's going to be in there? I'll take my chances regardless of who's in there. Neither of these teams are going to play consistent 48-minute defense. Why? Because neither team has played consistent 48-minute defense for an extended period of time. So for me, it's over this number, 233. Wham, what do you think here? OKC, Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander prop in this game. Just kind of like, like you mentioned and like you alluded to, Ian, it's not going to play any defense here. I think the other guys are going to play on the other side, and Edwards and D'Lo for the other team. So I do expect them to be in a lineup pushing this total here, but not really playing too much defense here. I think Shai Gilgeous goes over this total. He's hit it 5 out of the last 6 games. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 29.5 points. That's the official play for me in this game. That's the only way I'm looking. I do like the full game over, like you did mention, Ian. That's just until the guys get announced. That's probably when I'm going to actually bet it. But until right now, that's the only thing I did bet here was the Shai Gilgeous over 29.5 points.
I think it's a tricky side because after Oklahoma City just absolutely got steamrolled again last night, and now this bad injury news, it's not just him, Ty Jerome, Muscala, and Dort all out for the rest of this. It's such a downer for the team. I could see them having a tough time getting off the mat. I could only look at the T-Wolves laying the big points, but they did just recently, destroy and embarrass Oklahoma City. And is there an element that maybe for one night OKC's interested and shows some pride after Minnesota really destroyed them? It was just a few days ago, in fact, March the 4th in OKC, and it was 138-101 for Minnesota. So, is there some pride for OKC? I don't know. I just don't think they have the personnel to compete right now. So that's why the side is very difficult. I'd lean Minnesota still. I just think OKC's had their heart ripped out at this point. What do you think here, Dutch?
Yeah, big shout out to our guy, Mark Nick, Mr. Sam Comer. I see you, my guy. Crystal Warren, thank you for joining us, young lady. Yeah, man, what do we got? What I like to call you? I know you're all familiar with this 12-step program. What we got, like I like to call here at Post Sport, we got the 3-step program to get to the finer things in life. Number 1 step, tune the fuck in. You already did that. Number 2 is hit the motherfucking like button. And number 3 is share the motherfucking video. And I promise you, you will achieve the finer things in life. Now, whether you want to upgrade on your weed, you want to upgrade your whip, you want to upgrade your bitch, whatever it is, you can do that as long as you do those 3 motherfucking steps. Back with this bitch, please.
And step 4 is backwood number 4. There you go. That's it. Step 4 is backwood number. That's the 4th one now. All right, Skee, how about you? Thunder and T-Wolves.
I agree with what you and Wham said. I've been back in SGA. I was on it last night. Cleared it. I mean, clearing 33 points per game since All-Star. You know what I'm saying? So it's up 3 points from last night. I'm still taking it, 29.5. And like I'm taking it because especially like I like the full game over just like you, Ian. There's no defense being played from either side here. And if they're gonna get over 230, what is it, 233, we're gonna need some help from OKC. And it's only one guy I really see who's gonna be doing the heavy lifting, and that's Gilgeous-Alexander. So full game over and SGA over 29.5 points.
And I like both, and I'll probably bet that SGA points as prop over as well. All right, Toronto and San Antonio, Raptors, Spurs. Raptors 1.5 point road favorites, 228.5 the total in this game. When it comes to Toronto at this point, I think without Freddie and OG back, I don't know if I can back them at the moment. It's just something's off with them at the moment, the Raptors. They've lost 3 in a row, all at home. Now, Detroit losing to them is not a bad thing these days because Detroit's played better. Orlando, that was a bad loss. I mean, 7.5 point favorites, you lose to the Magic. How does that happen? Even on a back-to-back, you shouldn't lose that game if you're Toronto. Cleveland, the last game, look, Cleveland's better than Toronto at the moment, so 104.96 them, especially with Ben Vliet ailing, OG Anunoby out as well. I'm and Malachi Flynn as well, who's played a lot of minutes at the guard spot because of these absences too. He's out tonight for the Raptors as well. So, if Van Vliet, from what I'm seeing, he says he's going to play tonight. He says he's going to play, but I've seen this a couple of times recently where he says, I'm fine, I'm going to be in there. And then last minute, he's not in there. So, what are we going to see tonight? If he's in there, I'm interested in Toronto tonight because I think for the Spurs, coming off the euphoria, they beat the Lakers. It was a big night for Greg Popovich, a milestone victory for him. Maybe a little letdown after that for San Antonio. I don't trust the Spurs tonight, flat out. I mean, if it's Toronto or pass for me, but without Van Vliet, I don't want Toronto. So let's see if he's in. If he's in, maybe I bet Toronto. If he's not in, pass. Wham, what do you think? Raptors, Spurs.
Yeah, man. He's gonna play. I kind of would trust him here, man. The San Antonio Spurs, bro. The way they beat us, man, the Lakers, bro. That shit. They didn't really play no damn defense, man. That's another reason why I'm not even gonna think about watching the Laker game. Damn sure don't want to watch this game. But then I start thinking, like, man, this is a Toronto spot, bro. This is just a Toronto spot. They're gonna win this game. They're gonna cover. It's a short number, bro. Give me Toronto, man. I'll take the -1. Take the money line. I like Toronto here. I think Van Philly is gonna play better. I think you're gonna see Devin Vassell play really good in this game as well. So I will say that as well. I think this is a Devin Vassell game. I do like Scotty Barnes tonight as well. I haven't made the Scotty Barnes or Devin Vassell kind of between which ones I'm going to lock in tonight. That'll probably be on my card on Twitter. But for the most part, I do like the Toronto in this game. I think since we have such a big card here, I'm not going to go too much into detail. But I think that the fact of the matter is that both teams are going to give up some points. Who's going to play the better defense here? It's going to be Toronto. I think they just got the guys to play it, and then they're going to get the offense to keep up with them with Fred VanVleet and the boys, Gary Trent doing the play at that speed, though. So I do like the Toronto Raptors here.
Again, Van Vliet says he's playing. We'll see. I'm leaning toward him playing, but until I know for sure, I'm waiting. If he is in, we'll take Toronto maybe at that point. And by the way, Toronto's a better road. They've won as many road games as they have at home, and they actually have a better point spread, ATS record on the road than at home. So if you're going to back Toronto, it's actually been better to take them on the road. What do you think, Skee? Raptors, Spurs?
Yeah, I'm pretty cool on this game. I don't really want to bet it. I think Spurs play hard, especially early in the game, to try and help Pop, break his record for most all-time wins. That's all I got for this game. I won't be playing it.
Muted.
Up there we go. All right, Dutch.
Yeah, man. Big shout out to our guy, Matty Ice. I see you, Mr. Tank. Salute, my guy. Crystal Warren saying, how can you not bet on Murray props? And exactly, how can you not bet the props there? He's getting off every day. Triple-double just waiting to happen. But I like Toronto here in this game. Man, for the extra rest, obviously very important and well with this team coming off of 3 straight losses. And Van Fleet practice, he will play. So I definitely capped this game expecting him to be on there. And simply, man, you got 2 days rest. You're coming off of 3 ass whoopings. You get your guy back. I know OG's still out, but this motherfucker Van Fleet, you got Trent, you got this rookie and Scotty Barnes, and then of course Siakam. These 4 boys, I mean, come on, man. They should beat the San Antonio fucking Spurs. And this is a game where I think you're gonna get the best out of them. They are 4-2 straight up last 6 meetings versus these boys, and they've lost 3 games in a row, 3 separate times this year. They've failed to achieve that 4th loss in a row. So I don't see it happening here. It's like after that 3rd loss, they know, okay, we got to get it. And to be honest with you, when you look at the standings, these boys need to start winning some motherfucking basketball games. This was a team that we were backing extremely over about a 2 to 3 week span before the break. Right before the break, they started coming off, and especially on the road. I expected them to get back to this. I know OG and McCaughlin's out, but I think they're healthy enough and got enough to beat the San Antonio Spurs. And really, the Spurs have been a fade in this position. They're 0-6 ATS last 6 at the house as a dog. 1-6 ATS last 7 versus a team with a winning record, and 1-5 ATS last 6 versus a winning record on the road. So you got the Spurs here. I look at the Spurs as, yeah, they play tough. Murray's nice. I don't think you have to worry too much about the size besides Big Poe down low. Give me the Raptors here. I think they win this game easily.
All right, Raptors for Dutch. There we go for Raptors and Spurs. All right, next up, New York, Dallas. Dallas, 8.5-point home favorites, 216 being the total in this one. The Mavericks, easy win for a lot of us on the show a couple days ago against Utah, 111-103. They were pretty much in cruise control of that game. The Knicks, this long road trip. This is the 5th game of this road trip, and they still have 2 more before they finally get back home to the Garden. And the reason for the extended road trip is because the Garden's being used all week for the Big East tournament in college basketball. So that's why they're on this long road trip. We'll see if Dallas can show the focus. They've got Houston, Boston, and Houston's next up for Dallas. So there should be no look ahead here. I trust them to be the much better of these 2 teams. I lean Dallas. This is probably going to be first half full game split for me on the Mavs because I just think they're far superior at the moment compared to the Knicks. You can get -5 first half, -8.5 full game. I'd go with Dallas here. The hot hand. I don't trust the Knicks. Skee, what do you think? Knicks, Mavs.
Yeah, I like the Mavs too. I think the Knicks are terrible. They try to play a little bit better, but I talk bad about them enough for the entire year, so you guys know how I feel. And the last time the Mavs played the Knicks, they lost by like 20-something points. So those are the kind of losses I think stick with teams. Mavs have been spectacular in revenge games so far this season. I know their last 9, they've covered every single one. So I like the Mavs tonight, -9 points. Knicks, when they lose by double digits out of I know they've only covered like 4 or 5 of their losses, and they got 30-something. So I like the Mavs minus the points. I think they get it done. If a prop I like is going to be Finney Smith. And shout out to my boy Nucky. He shouted this one out for me. Finney Smith over 10.5 points. He been killing it. I think he's hit 5 of the last 6 since All-Star. And if you go back a little bit further than that, he's been clearing this number easy. So Finney Smith over 10.5 points and Mavs -9.
Yeah, he's been good. He's been really good. A big uptick for Dorian Finney-Smith since the All-Star break, no question. We've seen a much different player. And by the way, after missing the Utah game, Jalen Brunson upgraded to probable tonight for Dallas. So they should have JB back as well. Dutch, what do you think here? Knicks, Mavs.
Yeah, man. I think you have to look Dallas here or nothing. I can't bet the Knicks here. But I do feel like the number is pretty sharp. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like it's pretty sharp here. So I don't know if I'm gonna. I haven't been forcing anything, so I don't think I'll get to the window here with Dallas. But I definitely would look the Knicks. The one thing that does stand out to me though, Skee touched on it. They, obviously the last meeting, but they're the Mavs are 1-7 ATS last 8 at the house versus the Knicks. They play well against these boys, but then you look at the Knickerbockers. They don't play good on the road. They're 4-10 ATS last 14 overall on the road, and 4-12 straight up last 16 on the road. So I believe you can fade them here, but I just think the number's pretty sharp. Dallas could blow them away, but we'll see. I do like the fact that they're coming off that ass whooping though. So yeah, it's Luka, the Don, and the boys, and nothing for me, guys. But yeah,
all right, Wham.
Yeah, man, I'm right there with you, Skee, man. When he say Dorian Finney-Smith, I'm like, yeah, bro, come on, man. That's only right. 7 of the last 8 games, bro. So fucking fire right now. Over 10.5. I mean, when you look at a card like this, you just see shit that just stands out to you. And this was definitely one of the ones that just stood out to me, Dorian Finney-Smith. That's definitely a official play for me. But I agree. with everyone. I don't think none of us really like the Knicks here. It's rightfully so. We're seeing them waste production left and right. So is it going to be RJ? Is it going to be Julius? It's the only thing you think about as far as betting anything on the side of the Knicks is player props there. Maybe Evan Fournier played pretty good in this game, but I wouldn't take the side here. I think it's kind of rightfully so. Should be 9. You know what I mean? It's rightfully so. Should be around there. So I'll leave it alone there. But Dorian Finney-Smith, that's definitely the best play for me in this game. I'm not going to play around with it. It's just that easy.
All right, Portland, Utah, as we continue along. 3 games left. Utah, 19.5-point home favorites, 221.5 the total in this game. The Jazz, of course, coming off the 111-103 loss to the Dallas Mavericks. They'll be looking to bounce back here in this game. I think they got a pretty good chance to do that against Portland, who's really playing terrible defense again. 132, 124, 120, 135, 124 allowed their last several games. Not pretty at the defensive end of the floor. Good bounce back spot for for Utah, I think. But am I going to lay 19.5? That feels rich to me. Big time. That's a lot of points to be laying. But I like the over. That I will bet. I think we'll see points in this game. So for me, over 221.5. Maybe a Jazz first half. I'd feel stronger about that. -11 in this one. But obviously, they should roll past Portland after losing to Dallas a few days ago. What do you think, Wham? Blazers, Jazz.
Yeah, man, it's backwood, Brandon. They only got Anthony Simons today, man. It's just backwood, bro. Stay away from this shit.
Yeah, absolutely. And Simon's out too, so that's a problem for Portland. Dutch, what do you think?
Backwards, motherfucker.
Nice and short and sweet and to the point. That's good. On a 12-game card, that's a good.
Wait, we're running out of time, bro. You know.
Yeah. All right, Skee. Anything for you on this one?
Hey, I love how Dutch was flipping through his notes for that one. I think it's a backwood for real, but how can you expect Portland to score? I think you got to do that team total under, if anything.
Yeah. I was thinking that too. Right. Like, is Portland going to get anything from Ellaby, Brandon Williams, Josh Hart, Trendon Watford, Drew Eubanks? That's a weak offensive lineup. That's really weak. So might be better for the team total. I'll probably split it. Jazz team total and full game over, just in case the Portland Trailblazers don't do enough point scoring tonight themselves. All right, Denver, Sacramento. Denver, 6.5-point road favorites, 238.5 the total in this one. You got Sacramento. Sacramento, I don't know what happened to them against the Knicks. It started so well against the Knicks, and then what the fuck? It just caved in on them, and they ended up losing 131-115. It would be over or nothing here as well. Like, Denver's going crazy with their points lately, 138, 131. Massive high-scoring games. Sacramento's gone back to no defense. High total, but over for me with 238.5. Staying away from the side. Wham, what do you think? Denver, Sacktown.
Yeah, I'm going Denver here, bro. The no Sabonis. So as far as this team here, let's just talk about it. Like, what do we expect from the Sacramento? Them to give up points and to possibly score a lot of points. De'Aaron Fox props obviously has been money. So I wouldn't be mad at you going back there. But I think the first half full game for the Nuggets here is just probably the better way to just approach this game. You're going to see them play a little bit more upbeat. They played really well towards the end of last season as well. And the Nuggets, now that I remember, it seemed like they're kind of gearing back up for that. They're going to get Michael Porter Jr. back sometime, maybe even get Jamal Murray back as well. So I think this team is starting to know that, for them to be able to get any type of run for this playoff, they have to start off playing really well from the beginning. I think they're starting to click like that. And I like the production from you getting from Aaron Gordon. You're not really seeing him forcing it too much on offense, just being a hustle guy. I think that's what's going to really work for this team for long term. So I like the Nuggets here in this game. I think they're going to play better of the two teams. And as far as the Sacramento Kings, I cover the game for the Nuggets full game and first half and full game.
All right, Skee. What about Denver, Sacramento?
Yeah, the Kings are dead to me, bro. After that last game,
they really
screwed my night up. So up by 15, lose by 20. No way in hell am I putting any more money on them.
To the Knicks? Yeah,
no way. So give me Denver here, especially Sabonis. They're gonna have what's the boy name, Wham? The center who don't do nothing. He don't even look at the rim.
Talking about Mitchell?
Damian Jones?
No, Damian Jones.
Jones.
Yeah, Damian Jones.
Jones. He don't
He
even
trying
look
to
at
do
the rim,
highlights.
bro.
He trying to
No.
get highlights, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, if you got him out there versus Joker too, Nuggets Joker about to eat. Nuggets gonna eat.
Yeah.
Nuggets the more rested team here. Nuggets usually win by margin when they do. So I like the Nuggets here. And if you like anything for the Kings, it has to be De'Aaron Fox over his 25.5 points. He's hit that 12 of his last 16 games, and he's all they got tonight. So if they're gonna be in the game, he's gonna be doing the majority of the work.
That was like Lord Gambler, that Nick King's game, saying that's what you assholes get for laying points with the Sacramento Kings. You know, that's what that felt like to me watching that meltdown occur. Hapless from Sacramento, hapless, pathetic. Dutch, what do you think here?
Yeah, man. Hey, Dennis, that was the Pelicanos, man. I don't bet against the motherfucking my boy Luka. But yeah, big shout out to Hoops. 590 dropping some knowledge with the picks. Yeah, this game, backwood number motherfucking 7. For all y'all motherfuckers that got cute, because I know a lot of you motherfuckers took the under today. You lost. Over. 7 already hit. You know what I'm saying? We over this bitch. One more.
All right, last game here of the card. Huge card. This is number 12, 12th and final game. Washington Wizards, LA Clippers. Clippers 4-point home favorites, 217 the total. Clippers now, that's 2 losses in a row for them. Golden State, they got trounced last night. Someone should have told me Steve Kerr's bringing in Will Ferrell to be Moon there before the game to get everybody all fired up, get everybody in a good, happy mood because, man, they were happy and they were so happy they took it out on the Clippers last night. To get everybody, a team that's tense, a team that's been struggling lately, the Warriors, and he got them in a good mood, Kerr, with that little bringing in Will Ferrell there, and got everybody all at ease and happy and smiling again, having fun. Credit, it worked, and they drilled the Clippers. Clippers now on a back-to-back tonight in this game, so I don't really trust them. Washington starting a road trip now in the West Coast, so I actually lean Wizards a little bit here, +4. But more than anything, this is the prop I like in the entire card today. KP, Kristaps Porzingis here for Washington. Assuming he's going to play, it looks like he will. But he returned finally in the last game, 25 points. He looked like he wanted to put on a show for his new team. He had to wait a month, this guy, to finally play a game for Washington. I think he shows up again tonight. He had 25 in his debut with the Wizards. I think he goes off tonight as well, over for Kristaps Porzingis points. You could even look rebounds too if you want. But Porzingis props for me in this game. That's my favorite thing about this one. Wham, what do you think? Washington Clippers.
Yeah, man, this is a backwood for me, bro. But I will say I expect the Clippers to play a little bit better defense. They have been ranked 4th in opposing 3 points per game at 107, what they're allowing in the last 5 games. I expect them to play some better defense than what they did last game. So tighten it up, tighten the belt up. They did give it up early in that last game. So it is a back-to-back here for them, but at the same time, I think they, being the late game, being the Clippers here, going against a team that's not going to probably play that much defense themselves, they may be able to figure it out here. So I like the Clippers, but I'm not going to touch it. It's a backwood, bro.
All right, Dutch, Washington, LA.
Yeah, backwood this bitch, man.
There you go. Skee, Washington,
I'll try to get
LA.
y'all paid. I'll try to get y'all paid.
Yeah, go ahead. Keep that up there, Big Show. I'm good.
There you go. Backwards. So a lean for Washington, and I like Kristaps Porzingis over points and some props with him. There you go. That's what we got for Washington Clippers. There we go. That was a massive ordeal to get through 12 games in about an hour, a little less than an hour, but we did it.
8 motherfucking backwoods.
355 live viewers. Hit the like button. We appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. We got best bets, Dutch's freshest look coming up. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, where we'll be in 2 weeks, stop in. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke. Southtown 101, Manscaped promo code Pub Sports. Get 20% off your purchase. Lawnmower 4.0 or any Manscaped product. Get 20% off with promo code Pub Sports and mybookie.ag promo code Pub Sports. The month of March is here. NBA, college basketball, March Madness, NHL, UFC. Sign up for an account, mybookie.ag, Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit, mybookie.ag, promo code PubSports, and the Pub Rub. There it is, $14.99, 2 for $25. Check it out on the website, pubsportsradio.com. All right, best bets and Dutch's freshest look. Wham, let's start with you. What do you got for best bet?
Yeah, man, just because I forgot to mention this guy, this is a pet for mine. It's Marvin Bagley to have 14.5 points. That's going to be the official best bet for me today. But I'm going to give you two here. We're going to go back to Dorian Finney-Smith at 10.5 points as well. That hit 7 out of the last 8 times. So we're going to go back-to-back with those, man.
That's right, auctioneer speed. We got to get to step in here. Pitter patter, let's get at her. So that's why I went fast through the promos there. There you go, best bet from Wham. Dutch, freshest look.
Yeah, man. Freshest look, we're going to San Antonio. And usually we fuck with the tequilas and Chiro, but not tonight. Pass me the crown and the motherfucking maple syrup. Them Spurs will be in a lost world. Raptors, good motherfucking money. Yeah, man.
There you go. Toronto Raptors, we the North, against the San Antonio Spurs. Freshest look for Dutch for Wednesday. All right, Skee Profit, best bet.
I have a lot of bets today, and I like them all. But we had Tiffany coming after my Lakers earlier, so I'm gonna come at her a little bit with these Knicks. Mavs 9-0 in revenge games, their last 9 against the spread. So give me the Mavs minus 8.5. Cash money.
There we go. All right. Liking the Mavs, minus 8.5 against the Knicks. Best bet for Skee Profit. And my best bet, 20-4 run with best bets, trying to make it 21-4. Last night we had Cavs Pacers over. I'm going back to the Detroit Motor City Pistons tonight, +6 against Chicago. I know Chicago is the better of the two teams. I know Chicago's owned Detroit historically. Not tonight, my friend. I think Detroit battles them. We get a close competitive game. And I think Detroit's in it start to finish. Detroit, 7 straight point spread covers, going for 8. I think they get number 8 tonight. Detroit Pistons +6 against Chicago. Best bet for me. And that'll wrap up this edition of the NBA Pub Hub. Thanks to everyone in the chat for joining us. We appreciate it. A reminder, we got Net Profit College Basketball right here on Pub Sports Radio with Connor Mack and Maxwell Smart coming up next, right after us for Skee Profit, Dutch Boy Fresh, Trot Wham. I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Wednesday night. Enjoy the games in the association. Good luck. Cash some tickets. We'll talk to you again tomorrow, Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern, for another edition of the NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. You know where it's at, Pub Sports Radio. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video. Yo, salute to the real ones. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, but stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.